Welcome back to the Star Wars Minute. It's the daily podcast where we analyze, scrutinize, and celebrate the Star Wars movies 1 minute at a time. I'm Pete the Retailer from PeteTheRetailer.com.
I'm Alex Robinson from AlexRobinson.fun.
And I'm Steele Saunders from Obi-Wan Kenobi.
That's true. For a second, I thought you were kidding, but it's true. If you look, he's there. You can find him in there.
I've looked. But also
Yeah.
the Steele Wars podcast. How you doing, guy? It's so fun to be back on this auspicious, I can't even say that word, occasion.
Yes. Welcome back, Steele. Good to have you back. I'm surprised we could get you now that you're, so famous for being that guy that walked through the background of Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah, well,
Thanks for making time.
Is Steele the first actual person who's appeared in a Star Wars to be on our show? Oh, well, like we've had Nathan and from Last Jedi.
Stomaroni Stark.
Yes, that's right. Noah. Yeah.
What about, am I the first non-Nepo baby?
But Noah Segan, he was not a Nepo baby, but he's got a friend. He had a connection. He had an in.
He's a Nepo friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nepo friend.
I just more wanted to like wedge a Sith dagger in the side of Nathan's chest. So
he's fuming right now, just knowing that he's being called a Nepo baby.
no, he's nodding.
But let's talk about minute 56 of Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker.
Do let's.
56 starts with Rey insisting that they have to go now. And it ends with Rey, Poe, and Finn blasting their way onto a Star Destroyer.
Classic.
Here's something that I noticed. So this starts out, but they've got to go. They're on Kijimi. They're doing a thing. They got to go. And I like, there's a certain amount of poetry here. Because it starts out poetry, literally, because Poe says, he's like, hey, turns to Zori when Rey is like, hey, we got to go right now. He turns to Zori, he's like, come with us. And she says, first she says Poe. She's like, Poe. And he's like, can I kiss you? And she says, go. And I like that both of the times her answer is basically no, but she's not saying no. She's saying a word that rhymes with no, which is a weird. Like it's almost like a children's book or like a weird kind of like a rhyming game or something. Like, come with us. She's like, Poe. Like, can I kiss you? Go. like she's not saying no, but she's saying things that rhyme with no. I feel like much longer could that have gone on? Pete,
I'm tying the microphone cord tightly around my little finger right now, listening to you. Like that dialogue is so bad, and I am here, I should say, by the end of the week, I would just like for you to dislike the movie a little less. I would just like to get one little seed of discontent breeding. But but you're like, hey, how's it all? It rhymes with no. Like she's really she's like a light rapper in her defense of all this workplace sexual harassment. I don't know. It's one of my. She says something, and then it's like J.J. Abrams pops up behind Poe Dameron and goes, "He's hetero."
Right. Yeah.
Like, he wants it, loves it. And then he does it at the end of the whole movie as well, which is, he's back on it but I think he was actually, I think he was conceived at the Ewok party, wasn't he? Isn't that in a comic?
I think that is somewhere in the canon.
So that's some pretty hot poetry and rhyming and all that good stuff. If you could,
there you go.
If you could continue the bloodline.
Right.
Well, Pete, going along the lines of what you were saying, I continued the question and answer phase of the so come with us, and she says, Poe, can I kiss you? Go, come on, one kiss. No, but I'm a cool pilot, so what will it take to get you to kiss me? Dough. Money? What has this place turned you into? Ho. Wow, that's sad, but I don't have any cash. Can you kiss me now and I can pay you later? Oh? Come on, for old time's sake. Bro. You know what? You're a bad kisser anyway. Low? What can I do to make you love me? Grow! You sound just like Admiral Hull, Doe? Yeah, that's the one. All right, I'm out of here, but I love you. I know. End scene. There you go.
Wow.
See? And I included Steele, that last bit was for you because I know you love that I love you, I know scene. So there you go. Star Wars minute.
You've just made it all the more special.
See?
Correct. But getting down to it, why doesn't she want it? Why doesn't she go with him? She's planning on leaving anyway. She just said it 2 minutes ago that she's going to get off the planet. It seems like this is a good opportunity to get a free ride.
She just said it 2 minutes ago.
Oh. Man. You guys better be nervously asking that will you come back tomorrow question at the end of this one. You know? Let's take a break. Let's go we'll take a 10-minute walk or something, come back. And then we can get on with the show.
Oh man, it's spreading. Anyway,
I think she's just got too much wrapped up in what she's doing. Did she say she's going to leave? She's going to She was going to
go to the colonies.
But then she gave up her disc. She doesn't want to be a part of what Poe's a part of. She's still kind of not ready to join up, just like DJ. She's don't join. And that was her ticket out, was the disc, the captain's disc or whatever she had there. And but she gave it to Poe to help him escape. And now she doesn't have that plan. So she's not going to split. She's not going to take off. She can't use it because she gave it to Poe. So.
But why not? Now that Poe has it, why doesn't she go with him? Since it seems like that would be like, well, this is my only way off the planet. Okay, yeah.
No, but like she thinks it's all like everything is lost. Isn't it like
just yesterday or whatever it was? She was saying, "Oh, you're not alone. You have to keep fighting. You know, come on, don't give up." She was giving him a big rallying speech about how the rebels, Anyway.
Oh, that's yeah. Oh, okay. Yep.
Moving on.
No, it's just one of my core issues with the movie, and it's like Luke Skywalker's death meant nothing, like to the galaxy. Like in my head, the galaxy would become Broom Boy and hear of like this guy Luke Skywalker, who for the third time put it on the line for the galaxy. And then, then he got like, I think people would assume he's dead, maybe. I'm not sure. But anyway, like Broom Boy, they see this brave, thing in front of the AT-ATs, and that causes them to say, oh, we all have to take a stand. And that's what generates the big fleet at the end. But it's just like Lando does a flyby and radios everyone, and then everyone's like, oh yeah, okay, now. But I really thought Luke's death should have been the, like, and not lean so heavily into the, like, it's just us. Like, you showed us the fleet in the trailer. We know they're coming. So let us, like, enjoy the bravery of the galaxy inspired by our hero, Luke Skywalker. The way that, like heroes, like, are meant to inspire in real life and galaxy life.
Mm-hmm.
That's my first of many light rants.
I mean, I think part of it is, nobody knew about it, maybe. There were only a handful of people there. So it's not like...
How about this, though?
Okay.
When you're writing the movie about the fake galaxy, you make it so they have seen it. Like the boy at the end of the last movie, which, you should refer to make the next movie. But yeah, I should point out for people just joining us on this week, this week does go like it goes up and down to my like it's so crazy what a minute can do in Star Wars.
That's your pull quote. We're gonna use that for the show. It's so crazy what a minute can do from Star Wars, Steele Saunders.
It really is. It really is. It's going to be a great little promo clip.
Every person we have, when we give them every guest commentator, when we give them their minutes for the week, they're like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe you gave me this minute!" Because every week has at least one thing that you're like, "Whoa, that's like nuts," you know. So it's good in that sense.
This movie is chock full of crazy things.
It is.
Well, I would actually, if someone wanted to be, I think the next 5 minutes after mine, I would have a harder time being critical. I like just at the end of our, no spoilers, but it does hit one of my favorite, like just really juicy, great parts of the movie. So, I was so conflicted with this movie. I did 3 podcasts where I reviewed it by chapter and gave it a score to try to work out, like, because I had this thing of like, there's bits in this that like upset me so deeply, but then there's like bits that are just like, oh my God, this is the best. And I ended up at about 7.5 was my chapter by chapter average.
Out of
10.
Okay. Just making sure.
Out of 8.
Yeah. Out of 100. I don't know.
No, I score on the week, so it was awesome.
Yeah, I feel like, I mean, not as drastically, but I feel the conflict within you, and I feel like that's more how I felt coming out of The Last Jedi, which I really like that movie a lot, but I was unsure about how to feel about it when I first got out of it, and I was kind of I've the more I watch it, there's things that I absolutely love about that, and there's things I'm like, it's not my favorite. Whereas this, I just, for some reason, the way that the things that don't work is not enough to derail it for me, and I'm on board the whole time, which is a weird, I'm obviously not going to be one of like, oh, this is great, and if you like this, you have to hate that, and I'm not judging anybody. I'm just, I always find it interesting to see people's reactions to all of these movies so far, all of the, I feel like pretty much since Empire Strikes Back, there's been mixed reaction to all the movies that we've been covering. So
this week on Instagram, someone commented very nicely that they don't listen to the show anymore, but they really miss it. But they feel like when we started doing the Disney movies, like it was like we didn't want to pick a side, and they didn't like that. And I was like, what is it like? There's some, you have to be either like for or against something. I thought this was, like creativity where you can see good things in it. And I don't know. I just thought that was such a, I could tell from that mindset, he obviously didn't like it, because I don't think people who like it are like, you got to pick a side as to, whether you like it or don't like it.
Yeah. But like, anyway. Do you understand the format of the show? Like, you did not like 1 minute of any of those films. You didn't like 1 minute.
I don't know. I guess he just wanted us to just be constantly slagging the movies every single second.
You have to agree. Like, how many minutes did you review? Like, 800 or something? 1,000 with those other ones?
Like over 1,000. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
You must have liked one of those minutes. There's some bloody good minutes in there, I got to say.
Yeah.
I think so too. Obviously. There's like, even, retroactively, I know people will either be happy to hear this, sad to hear this, or they stopped listening, like that guy. I feel like maybe I was too harsh on some of the prequels at the time, just because that was my mindset. And there were definitely things that were enjoyable in there. And I like having, more. I like having more Star Wars. I like that they exist. I like the kind of mythology presented in them. There were things, obviously, in the execution that I would probably like it better if they were done differently. But overall, I don't know. It's been an interesting ride, and maybe that's seeing my kind of reaction to some of the stuff in the prequels that we went through, and hearing people's kind of people's reaction to my reaction to that might have tempered my kind of extreme reaction as to some of the minutes in the Disney era stuff, but also I think it's just more where I'm at, that I'm just like, oh, I'm appreciating this and it's fun. And it's a growth process, the whole thing. Hopefully the guy who stopped listening to us can grow and understand and appreciate. Grow.
So the gang's about to leave Kijimi? Is that the name of the planet?
Mm-hmm.
But before we leave, I didn't realize apparently somewhere in here Kevin Smith is in on Kijimi. Apparently after Kevin Smith had his heart attack, J.J. Abrams said, hey, listen, man, after you recover, I want you to come on and do a cameo in The Rise of Skywalker. And apparently he's one of the villagers of this Kijimi town. So do you guys know anything about that?
Yeah. I've seen it freeze framed or something. Because I actually he did his podcast at the Scum and Villainy just after the film came out, and I went to that one to hear their review and stuff, and then they had a Q&A, and I did get to convince him. He left thinking less of the movie after my question, so
Palpatine needling your way into oh, I'm afraid the movie was quite bad.
No, it was more over the changing of the Rey's backstory, how it's I think it was not a positive, and ultimately just a betrayal almost, but I don't mean it in the most drastic of its, I'm not like earning a living on YouTube or anything, right. But the of just what they'd built in a character over the past 5 years. They built this independent, self-made, they had a book about it, and then to flip that was a deal breaker, as they say in Hollywood. That broke my heart, essentially. I just listened to is Catherine was on before me last, yeah. Her thing on the last episode. Okay. Time jump.
Right.
Yeah, her talking about how it broke her heart at the end of her last episode. I was just there going, speak for me.
When you said that,
but yeah.
Sorry,
because she was my new Luke, and I loved that her power was a flip on Luke, where she didn't have the heritage and stuff. It was a new take on it, and I thought it was a hero of our time to do stuff not because of heritage and inheritance and stuff. So that was that was a tough pill to swallow.
You mentioned that sorry, go ahead, Pete.
No, I was going to spout my nonsense about remember that the only confirmation that we get of Rey's parentage in this movie comes from villains, so we don't have to we have to take that with a grain of salt.
Dude, come on. You can't backflip, flake out. That's a sort of floppy thinking. That sort of go along, get along thinking. That just it heightens my blood. I'm the sort of person that hears that and it's just no, don't take it so well.
The same source that we heard say that she was, nobody. She was, garbage, daughter of junk traders. Is the same source who said, you're Palpatine. It's not a reliable source, so we don't know anything about it.
I feel like we're on Fox News right now with the
So, Steele, you mentioned
no confirmation of that. No,
you mentioned that one of the reasons you didn't like it was that it contradicted something that was in a book. Can you elaborate on that? Was there?
No, I meant they did a book about Amy Ratcliffe wrote a book, Women of the Galaxy, and it was sort of all based around, Rey was the cover star and was the feature article, but it was all her whole thing in the book was how she came from nothing, and it proves that anyone in the galaxy can like be a hero and stuff like that. And yeah, that was sort of like the whole push with Rey. And then it's like, nah. Like, so that it's like the film is like so rashly conceived, I think, like a reaction to like almost like an AI reaction to like reviews on YouTube. The amount of things it addresses from that directly. Yeah, it's
Although, yeah, I it does seem like me seeing it in the theater, I did not get that. I didn't feel that, and partially because I've learned to ignore the angry YouTubers. But
but like, so when Mark Hamill like caught the lightsaber and said that's not how you treat a lightsaber, like, did that like not? How did that like hit you in the cinema?
Well, I mean, because he's grown. He's not the same person that threw it over his shoulder. He got back in touch with the Force. It seemed like a
okay.
Character growth, progress.
I guess in the film, but so you weren't over like how people were like furious about that scene, like how he tossed the lightsaber. Like,
I mean, I heard some of it, but I didn't see any of it as a reaction to that. And from what I mean, it's,
oh no, that was a huge one. Big.
The lead time on.
Go check your YouTube thumbnails. It's all
right. Yeah, no,
red on.
But it's also, I mean, like it. If you listen to some of the people who seem to think that it's like, oh, this is purely a reaction to the negative, angry nerds who hated The Last Jedi, but then like it wasn't written kind of, I mean, it was apparently there were a lot of changes that were made on the fly as it was being made, but then also it seems like it was somewhat collaborative. JJ did talk to Rian Johnson about, where we were going with things, and kind of it doesn't play out as much of a reaction and a kind of, left turn away from things as or maybe it plays out more than it was planned. I don't think it was planned as much as like, oh, everybody hated this, let's change it. Versus making decisions, more kind of JJ getting back to what he felt like he wanted to do from the get-go, which is part of what people loved and hated about The Last Jedi, was exactly those kind of left turns away. That's part of what made Last Jedi really interesting, is because it made kind of left turns away from the kind of expected steps that JJ wanted to do, and then him kind of returning back into that.
But you're agreeing with me. He turned it back to where he wanted to get to. And it's like, in doing that, it like crossed over some wires and stuff. But
oh, totally.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's more, I see it as more him kind of getting back to where he wanted to get to, versus him saying like, oh, all the loud nerds hated this, so let me make sure that they undo that.
The perfect metaphor for this film is Kylo Ren's mask, just like glued back together. It's like that's the whole. We're trying to get this thing back together, and yeah, it's such a metaphor for it.
But I buy it.
Well, we're gonna have all week to
That's such a weird thing. Yeah.
We should at least we're gonna have all week to just debate the merits of the overall film. So maybe we should focus on the minutes at hand, at least.
Let's talk about the medallion.
The medallion.
The captain's medallion, whatever it is. It just fits right into the ship.
It's convenient.
Yeah, Ochi's ship just has a slot for captain's medallion. So you stick it in there and it's like, boop, boop, okay, go land on whatever military base you want.
Yes.
That
it's like a SIM card.
See, you went like so off brand with all your thing about how it's cool it rhymes, but that complaining about the medallion and how it goes in. Now I'm an OG listener. I listened to the podcast before I did a podcast. That's some vintage Star Wars minute. I actually love it. I sort of don't think about that. I'm happy to go that like that format of disc is for so many different things. You can, put anything in there. Like you can have your contacts or whatever.
Yeah.
But I do love the way it just slots. Like I like all like slotting, push down sort of devices.
Very physical.
Yeah. Like when like Obi-Wan had to pull down the tractor beam things, that sort of tactile. Like it's like that someone like had to make it. Like someone, like a craftsman in a big shed somewhere is like, oh, isn't this cool? And they always seem to add extra things on that they like. It's that extra sauce that the craftsman put into it. That just that little, like it's just those little Star Warsy things is it's
totally.
it's what gets me through the bumps in the road.
I don't want to. When I point that out, I'm not necessarily complaining about it in the movie. I'm complaining that our life isn't like that. I'm complaining that I've got a drawer full of. Alex said it was like a SIM card, and I've got like a drawer here that's got phones in it that the SIM cards are incompatible with each other, even though they're the same brand and just came out a couple of years apart. I'm saying we need more of that in our life. If I get a thing, I should just be able to stick it in, and like the computer can figure out what the format it is, what everything, just like you do the work. I don't want to have to do the work to adapt this to that. You're the computer. You figure it out.
Well, just that my iPhone's headphones,
right,
that are made by Apple, don't plug into my laptop.
It's ridiculous.
I've got to have two sets of headphones. Yeah. Or they want you to buy the earbuds, and that just means, well, then I have no headphones because I'm not responsible enough to own like little $300 like little white dots. So
especially when you consider that Ochi's ship is like 20 years, it hasn't been flown for 15 years, and the fact that the tech is still compatible with the First Order, which is like cutting edge, brand new stuff. Anyway,
so it would have been better. Like Apple, they just brought out those cinema goggles. It probably we all would have been happier if they just brought out, new from Apple, the medallion. We are putting the medallion on every digital device. We're coordinating.
Universal compatibility.
Yeah. Hey, what do you think of this ship? I think this is the way it's got it doesn't look like they're in it does look like they're in someone's shed that they've galaxy quested into the interior of a ship. Like it does seem a bit like 90s fan film with all the dusty light coming in. Yeah,
this minute, this sequence in particular, where they're kind of like, they're in the cockpit, but you don't see much of the cockpit. You just kind of see them, and you see dramatic lighting, and it's an odd choice.
Yeah, because you can't see anything out the window. So is it like, are they flying at the moment, or are they landed, or are they about to take off?
Between Kijimi and the Star Destroyer. So it's a short hop. They're not leaving the atmosphere.
Oh, yeah, but they are flying. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really look like... Yeah, there's no effects out there.
No.
It's just like, let's just fog it up with a light and get it done. Can we talk C-3PO?
Sure.
Sure.
Are we up to that?
Well, so the ship... yes. The ship...
oh, no. You go, go. Sorry.
The ship has left Kijimi, and then it lands in Hangar 12. And I don't think C-3PO's in this particular minute, is he?
Yeah.
I think
serious?
The next one,
we're on minute 56, yeah?
Yeah. I know he's there, but does he say anything yet? Or is he...
Yeah, because they fly up. There's Rey. I've got the video. Rey's looking out the cockpit window, and then 3PO.
You're right. He says that line about Chewbacca. I don't know who this Chewie is.
No. Let's not gloss over this. This is like AI, like writing. I don't know who this Chewie is, but this is madness. It doesn't, and the line reading, I'm not even sure Anthony Daniels said those two things in the same day. It sounds very like chopped together, but like that is just, come on.
Not a fan.
It does sound like he's like, like if you had a C-3PO, like like the Bart Simpson doll or something like that. I don't know who this Chewbacca is, but eat my shorts, like that kind of a thing.
Yeah,
It's like, hey, what are we doing now? And just like pull the string on the C-3PO doll.
Yeah, I think they dip into the they go one or two jokes too deep into that C-3PO doesn't know anyone sort of like, it's sort of just like, I'm bringing someone up to say I don't know them. Quote. It's
right.
Yeah.
Well, and also, does he know?
It's very Favreau-esque, I would say.
Does C-3PO know that, like, the First Order are bad guys? Like, as far as he knew, he's just arrived and suddenly they're just landing on a ship. Why would he think that was madness if he doesn't even know who anyone is or what the context for anyone is?
I mean,
what's he basing?
Maybe he got it from the fact.
No, but what's he basing it on? He's lived like a minute. Like, this is his whole life. Is this? So it's like, this is mad. No, this is it, bro. This is all you've experienced.
Well, he's right.
You've got nothing else.
Yeah.
He should have. So like, I'm gonna re-edit this and do. I need a C-3PO hand prop, but it would be a good. It's like, I don't know who this Chewbacca is, but this is madness. And then a little cut in, insert shot of C-3PO's hand reaching out to hit the button on the entertainment console in Ochi's ship, and he plays Our House by Madness. Like, I don't know who C-3PO. I don't know who this Chewbacca is, but this is madness, and he plays him.
Dude, that was one step beyond.
I would find it less egregious if he just said, this is madness. I don't need the extra memory wipe thing.
Yeah, it's a shame because overall, this is a great movie for C-3PO. He's got a lot of funny parts in this.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, no. He does have a lot. He is very funny. I do very, very funny. But I wish his character arc ended with him getting all his memories back. Like, so he remembered Anakin. I just thought that was like, because he got it all taken away, and one of the many not deaths in the film, essentially. And I thought when R2 just like very easily could put it back in, which so deflates the stakes, because when he does sacrifice himself, it's beautiful. It's done like, it's like, oh, he's going to be a hero now. And if he got the reward at the end of having all his memories back, making him sort of like a more fuller person because he's got all these life experiences and he's just a bit more chill. Like, I thought that would have been a great way to like climax this character that's been in every film.
It's the first character we saw. I really like that idea, especially since it's the last one of this saga. That would be a nice way to kind of, him remembering little Anakin and all that stuff.
But what's the point of him just going back to exactly how he is? Right. Like, yeah. And this is the thing about this. It's got so many fake out deaths that the rewatching it's not that rewarding because, like, you don't take Chewie's death seriously. They don't. They sort of move on, like, in a way so quick that it's obvious he's not dead. So, like, there's no, like...
That's why I find all that refreshing, because it's like, well, we're not really playing it up as, like, a mystery point, as a plot point. It's like, oh, no, Chewbacca's dead. Is he? Like, it's not a fake out, because it's like, it only seems like they would have done it differently if it was actually...
Yeah, no, but that means...
his death.
Yeah, but in the movie... The characters didn't know it was a fake out. So they should have cared as much as if he actually died.
Yeah. But it's luckily it's a short period of time where they're in between them thinking that he is dead and then actually finding out that he's not, and they're being pursued pretty much the whole time, I think, right?
I just think they get over it pretty fast, and just in the, like, because the film has so many. Do you know, right? Here's an interesting fact. What's special about R2-D2 in this film?
Is R2-D2 in this film?
Well, that too.
Right.
I give up.
He's the only original trilogy hero that doesn't come back from the dead in this film.
Well, again, this film,
Wow.
I guess technically in Force Awakens, he kind of did.
Yeah, I guess.
Right.
But
Interesting.
Yeah, but that is interesting.
So you've got Luke, Leia, Chewie, Han, 3PO.
Right.
Yeah, wow. R2's the chosen one.
Yeah.
Eternal, unchanging. So they land at Hangar 12, and they instantly start. In a very video gamey sequence, they see stormtroopers far away and shoot them. And
Stormtroopers ask for their credentials and manifest.
Well, they have a captain's medallion. They don't need that stuff.
I know.
But it does remind me, though, this whole week we have a lot of Forced Order, killing of stormtroopers, and it does. I do wish they had kind of done something more. I know I've said this before, but like the fact that Finn is just so blasé about killing people he used to work with, it always seems weird to me.
Ooh, interesting.
Anyway, the stormtroopers coming out, if they had been technicians, would they have still just been like, if they were just like worker guys, would they also have just shot them, killed them in cold blood?
They basically are. They're like the Port Authority or something like that. They're like, oh, let me see your invoices.
Right, but they have guns and they're wearing, but they're not like, anyway.
Conversely, though, it's an interesting point. In the Bad Batch, when the Bad Batch set their weapons to stun when they're on these life or death missions because they don't want to hurt any other clones, it kind of bugs me. I'm like, it's like, this is like your fate is on the line. Like, these are people actively doing bad stuff. So yeah, it's interesting, but it would have been like the whole Stormtrooper thing. If that was followed up on, that would have been such a more enriching thing for Finn.
Yeah.
Rather than
as opposed to running around shouting other characters' names.
And just having a bizarre secret that is from what I've heard was changed what it was. So we
don't even know what it was. We don't officially find out what it was.
Oh yeah, you're talking about the fact that he's in love with Rey, right?
Well, yes.
Depends on who you ask. Nobody says it in the movie.
Yeah.
No, but when they're sinking down in the sand, if what he was going to say is "I feel the Force," it just doesn't suit the context. And then Poe's what were you going to say? And it's like, why are you embarrassed about that? You feel the Force? It's
that's you've been trying to do that this whole trilogy.
Yeah, it's sort of like he's trying to hide his pubic hair in elementary school. Do you know what I mean? It's like he's embarrassed about feeling the Force. But when you say he was going to say "I love you," it's like, oh, well, that does suit everyone's interactions.
Yeah,
but
and it is something you might want to say as your last words. I love you, as opposed to, hey, you know what? I'm thinking about getting into car repair, and then you die. It seems like a kind of weird.
I would just be thinking, I can't believe quicksand got me. Because I used to see it on maybe Tarzan or something on Saturday afternoon movies, and it was just terrible. I remember my mum saying, "It's okay, Australia doesn't have quicksand," because I was like, I could be in the sandpit and then done. So, if I was, I probably would be in love with Rey, definitely. But I would be thinking, it got me. I can't believe this is how I got. I
never should have left the stormtroopers.
Right.
But yeah, it would have been so rad if he had a, he freed the stormtroopers. And on that, I have many notes that I would have liked to get to JJ before he did his final pass. And as far back onto the theme of inspiration, I thought it's Jaina? That's the character, yeah? The ex-stormtrooper on the Death Star on the Endor moon. I would have thought it would have been awesome if they heard about Finn.
Right.
And that's what inspired... Yeah, and that's what inspired them to do their own thing. And like the winning of this 9-movie Star War was done like through all this inspiration. And it wasn't actually won by the powerful people. It was done by people that were like inspired by that and like made them like empowered themselves to do stuff. Like I just feel like that's like a nice culmination message of like 9 movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
agreed.
I can't disagree. I can't disagree with you. I can't agree with you. There we go.
What? Which one?
I agree. That is a good.
I was just going to say, are you making me happy or sad? Just say.
I agree. That is a good. I feel like that theme doesn't get the kind of inspirational thing that we kind of missed out on. That nobody answering the call until just suddenly they do without the kind of necessarily earned inspiration, like you were saying. Like they should have reacted to the sacrifice of Luke Skywalker. They should have responded to Leia. They should have responded to the idea that anyone can kind of, or like you just said, Finn's story, like that, getting inspired to kind of take up arms and just defeat the evil,
and just let us enjoy, like have a bit of time to enjoy that, like remember when in Return of the Jedi when they had that meeting and there was all the different ships and all the aliens and on Home One, and it was just like how exciting it was even on that small level. It's like, oh, all these people have come together, and like it's halfway through the movie, but it's establishing like these are the heroes, like they've all come together. And I just wish we got to enjoy like the inspiration, like rising people up sort of thing. Like if like Zori Bliss was saying to Poe, like, people have heard about Luke and they're rising up, and like, systems are like they've pushed too far and stuff. Like that would have been like such a good culminating message, like for the whole series.
Also, like that would have been a good different spin on the title, The Rise of Skywalker. The people are rising up because they heard about Luke Skywalker. They're inspired, and so it's the rise of Skywalker. Like,
yeah, because like, so you've lost a character like Luke Skywalker in the like it, and it's sort of like, how does that propel the story? Except that Luke Skywalker's not around, but he's never been around because they couldn't never work out how to write him into the story anyway. But it's sort of like they suffered this big loss, and I don't know, there's just no like, it doesn't really affect the story apart from just where it should sort of like propel the story sort of thing. But yeah, and I do love Luke, so I'm very,
that's true.
Yep. And I love the way he died in The Last Jedi, but I never would have done it myself. I like it. Like it's such a, like to kill it. like I love it and I love the message and stuff, but like if that was me and like I was the executive, I'd be like, nah, dog. You
can't kill Luke.
Do it in the next one. Like,
Steele, I figure you're the person who would know. Do you know whatever happened to the green lightsaber?
Do we know its current whereabouts?
All right. Ignite the green. It's actually here for those on YouTube. So I've got it.
Good, we found it.
We don't have time. We don't have time to explain how it got there. Time for another. For another time.
I believe in some book it mentioned that he left it somewhere. There was something in the book where it implied he didn't have it anymore.
Like he was at the grocery store, he was checking out, put it down to get his wallet out, and then left and forgot.
No, someone found it somewhere. Like, I don't know, he left it. Like maybe they were trying to find him I don't know. But I know where it should have been.
Where's that?
It should have been in R2-D2 the entire time.
Right.
And then, like poetry, it rhymes. Like, we get another Ignite the Green. Shoot it to Ray. Shoot it.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot it to Ben Solo. Oh, my God.
That was something I did. Well, that's way down the line, but something I do definitely, as much as I enjoy this movie, I have some criticisms. And one of them is like, well, a lot of it involves the duel, the battle at the end. And how it's just like, really, you're just going to have two of the same color lightsaber? Kind of, it's like, we could have arranged this differently and had it be more satisfying. But
I don't get to talk on it, but Ben Solo is like, such a highlight of the film. Like, when he turns face, oh my God, I was just like, yes, I loved it. It was so good.
Yeah. Well, we've got more to talk about this. So they're jumping off the Star Destroyer. They're starting a battle. We're gonna get into that tomorrow. I know you said it's iffy, but Steele, if you can come back tomorrow, I think we'd like to have you here. So let's see.
Poetry.
Check your schedule. Yeah,
we'll
see how it goes.
There's a good line in the next minute, so I'll stick around.
We'll bring you in with that one.
Yeah.
Listeners, viewers, like Steele just said, he just grabbed his lightsaber on the YouTube. If you're just listening to this, there is a YouTube component. We're on YouTube, StarWarsMinute.com/YouTube.
That's a soundbite.
There is a YouTube component. If you're just watching this, it's a podcast too. You want to just go walk around, mow the lawn or something and listen to us, hey, StarWarsMinute.com. Either way, it'll get you there. And hopefully, we'll see you guys tomorrow on a brand new
Star Wars Minute.